Hi everybody, welcome to the Extra Life Game Shop. I am the owner here. My name is Shane Wall. This is my wonderful sign. Everything is reserved for me because I am the Extra Life Game Shop. We're going to do a quick video here about the top 10 rarest items we have in the shop. Not the rarest items that are out there, not the rarest things you can possibly get, but the top 10 rarest items we have in the shop. So we are going to start at number 10. The Nintendo 64 Pikachu edition. We only got the one color here in North America. In Japan they got another one with an orange bottom. It was a late release console here in North America. We only got it, I think it was in September or December of the year 2000. So 64, they made games into 2001. The last game came out August 2002. And yeah, it is definitely the rarest 64. Some say the gold fantastic color that was at Toys R Us is a little bit rarer. But in my opinion, it's this one. It also actually looks different than your regular 64. His cheeks light up when the power's on, which is really neat. You got the Pokeball as the power button. And yeah, other than that, it's your average, normal 64. We have that here. That's number 10. And I'm shocked it hasn't sold yet. Number 9, most rarest item in the shop is the Sega Master System, complete in the box. We do have some water damage on here, but you need to look past that because this thing is really awesome. The Sega Master System debuted in 1986 here in North America. You got the 2 controllers and the zapper. I love Sega. I'm a big Sega fan. Nobody cares about it, but it is a really cool unit. It only had 5% of the market share. In the 8-bit era, the Nintendo Entertainment System obviously had the majority of that. But it's a really cool unit. It's very hard to find these things in the box, and I'm very happy it's here, and I'd be totally fine if it never sold here. So number 9, Sega Master System. Number 8 on the list, Saturday Morning RPG. This is an officially licensed game for the PS4. It is still factory sealed because I haven't opened it yet. It is going to be the rarest game ever made on the PlayStation 4. It was a print run of only 2,980 copies worldwide. So that makes it definitely the rarest. That's a very small print run. It is a pretty basic game. You can pick it up on the PSN store for about 15 bucks. It's just a little turn-based RPG that's a lot of fun. They kind of base it around the Saturday morning cartoon era of the 80s. So the whole Transformers thing and stuff like that. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. I have played the PSN game because I just can't bring myself to open this guy and play the actual disc. But yeah, it ranges anywhere from $200 to $250 depending on where you're looking. But it is really cool. It'll probably never sell here, but I like this thing. So that's number 8. Number 7 on the rarest list, Super Mario Bros. Duck Hunt. Now the for real number 7 on the list, the Sega Nomad. Basically what this is a portable Sega Genesis. It came out in '95, which was very late in the Genesis life, so they didn't sell a lot of them. But it was really cool. It was battery powered. You need 6 AAA or AA batteries on the thing to keep it going. And it would only last you about 2, maybe 3 hours if you're lucky. But the reason it's so cool is you could plug it into the wall and then also plug it into the TV right here. That is just awesome because at this point Nintendo hadn't come out with a backlit portable unit, and here's Sega doing it with a full-fledged console in a compact form that had never been done before. This thing is wicked. What?
I don't get it. I thought you said plug it into the wall.
Oh my goodness. Number 6 on the list, we have the Sega 32X add-on to the Sega Genesis. Now this sucker came out in '94, didn't really sell that many units. I think it was 400,000 or something like that. It was a big part of the Tower of Power, where you had your Sega Genesis, and you had your Sega CD add-on, your Game Genie, you had your 32X, and you had Sonic and Knuckles, and then Sonic 2, and your Sega Master System adapter. So you would have a big, massive thing of Sega stuff all in one unit that all worked together. It looked really cool, but it was kind of stupid at the same time. So this unit is factory sealed. It's never been opened before, which is really cool because I would love to open it and give it a shot. I mean, we might as well actually open it. Should we open this thing?
Do it!
No, I can't do it. It's really neat. It's not a heavy seller. It's not going to sell fast or anything. But I think it's cool, and it is factory sealed, so why not? Let's keep this thing, and we'll have lots of fun with it at some point. Maybe. Number 5, we're halfway there. This is my first time doing these top 10 videos, and it's fun so far, so we're going to keep her going. Number 5, the TurboGrafx 16 rental case that they didn't make a lot of these. These only were available to rental shops around North America. Basically, you would go into a Blockbuster or something like that, you would rent the TurboGrafx system and it would come in this. TurboGrafx is a very hard console to come across nowadays. It usually goes for about 200 bucks. This case alone goes for more than that. It's extremely hard to find. I don't know how I found one here locally in my town. It blew my mind, but I think it's really neat. It will also probably stay here forever, and I like this thing. It's really hard to find. We'll never find one again. Number 4, rarest item in the Extra Life Game Shop, Madden 09 for the Xbox. Yes, that is a joke, but also not really a joke. This game, for some reason, well, there is a reason, it actually goes for about 40-50 bucks because it is the latest Madden for the console. They didn't make that many because it came out so late in the Xbox's life. So yeah, it does go for a lot of money, but it's kind of useless. Who wants to play Madden 09 ever again? But it's kind of cool. We got Brett Favre on the cover, which is also kind of neat. Not that anybody cares. Now guess what year it came out. Number 4 on the rarest games / systems in the shop. We've got the Virtual Boy, which came out in 1995, sold horribly. We're talking 700,000 units. It was Nintendo's biggest failure so far into anything video game related. It is a really cool system. Basically, it's a migraine machine, is what everybody says. I've enjoyed it. I played it for about 45 minutes. Didn't experience the headaches everybody else did, but I'm a pretty tough guy, so what do I know? One of the coolest things about it, though, is not the way the controller is shaped, but the way the controller powers the entire unit. You have to take the AC adapter and plug it in right here, and that's how the whole unit is powered. It's through the controller. This goes into the controller port. They said it was a portable machine, so it's kind of like the Nintendo Switch coming out. It's portable, yet you can play it at home. Pretty stupid design overall. It did horrible. Everybody hated it, but we got one here, so that's cool. So now that brings us to the top 3. At number 3, we've got not the Xbox component cable, but we do have a GameCube component cable here, which was only available to people if you would go on Nintendo's website. Not even their website, you had to write to them with a check saying you wanted the component cable. They would then send it out to you and you would get it. It was when HD TVs were very much a new thing. Almost nobody had them, and they sold so poorly that they actually changed the design of the GameCube. The GameCube had a digital video port on the first 2 years or so of its life, and then it went away to cut costs because nobody cared about this thing. So I would have liked to actually show you the cord itself, but we have it in our game display over there, and it's through the wall and everything, and it's just, it would be a big hassle to take it apart. But we do have one, and it really makes a big difference, especially with the colors. We tested out a few games with it, and it made a huge difference, especially in F-Zero GX, even Twilight Princess, even Mario Party. It just makes a big difference in everything. So it is one of my favorite items in the shop for that reason. It was actually a gift to the shop. I might have to give it back at some point. I really hope not, but it's awesome. In the number 2 slot, the wonderful GameCube keyboard controller, only released in Japan. I've been after one of these for many years, ever since I first saw it, really. It was basically designed for Phantasy Star Online. You would play that game online. It has 2 plugs. The purple one is the actual controller itself. The white one is for the keyboard part of it. It was, only compatible with the Phantasy Star Online games, and it sure would be really nice to text along instead of using the joystick and pressing the A button to send messages and stuff like that. My big plans for this thing is to show up at the Smash Bros tournament and just walk in like a freaking boss with this thing hanging above my shoulder like this, walking in there. Everybody cares about the input lag and there's no lag on the wired controllers. You can't use Wavebirds, you can't do that. Well, I'm going to convince them that this one has been proven to have the smallest amount of lag possible in a controller, just to see if I can convince somebody to drop the 150, 200 bucks to buy this sucker. I love this thing. It actually feels really nice. It's lightweight. It's impossible to find. You'll never find one locally unless somebody imported it. And who'd be stupid enough to do that? Well, I guess I would, but that's beside the point. GameCube keyboard, number 2. Number 1 on our list of rarest items in the shop is my factory sealed GameCube that has been graded by the Video Game Authority It got a 75 out of 100. I got it this way. It was already graded at the point of when I got it. I was one of those things where I was spending a ton of money on GameCube stuff. I don't know why. A guy had this available and asked if I was interested. I said sure, why not? It's really neat. It will probably never sell like most of the rarer stuff here, but it's just really neat to have. The last time I checked on eBay to see completed listings, there was some at around, $400 or $500. They were ranked a 70. This one's a 75. Kind of surprised it's a 75. It definitely has some nicks on the corners here and stuff like that. But it's still a really cool item to have. So that is our best item in the shop, and you have now seen all our items. So we had a few items that didn't quite make the list of the top 10, but are still really cool. One of them is this Atari Berserk game that's factory sealed. This is from 1980, so we're talking 37 years old now at this point, which is really cool. Never gonna play it, it's just really neat. It's not really that valuable, but it's very hard to find factory sealed Atari 2600 games in the wild. So that's really neat. Another super cool item we had is the Dex Drive. Now, I had never heard of this thing in my life before until somebody brought it in. Basically, it was an accessory for the PS1 that you could upload your save states from your memory cards to a computer and send them to somebody else. You could also, from your computer, download roster updates to the EA Sports games like NHL, NBA, Madden, stuff like that. And you could get new rosters for it that way, which is really cool. I definitely had no idea this thing existed. It comes with 3 floppy drives, and I would love to test it out, but I haven't owned a computer that has floppy drives in so many years, I'll never be able to test it out. But it's really cool, kind of useless, but still really awesome. So thank you everybody for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. We have a lot of cool and really awesome items here. We have a live podcast that airs every Tuesday at 9:30 CST on YouTube called the First Strike Gamecast. And stay tuned for more cool videos that we're gonna have going up soon. Thanks. Should I throw this thing up and down right now?
No. Don't, Jay!
What?
Don't. Don't!